Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Now, over the years, I've worked with a number of firms that have a requirement, usually by their state, that when they track their time, they have to indicate where the time was spent or where the actual services took place or were performed. And specifically in those time entries, and they need to be able to track that specifically what state it was being performed in. And so I do have a suggestion as to how to do that in Clio, and I wanted to share that with you guys tonight in case that's a requirement of your state or your local jurisdiction. And so let's hop on over to our Clio screen here. And the way that I did this was using activity categories. And for those of you that have used them before, you may be familiar, but if you haven't, when you click on activities over here on the left-hand menu, and then you head over to manage categories in the upper right here, when I click on that, I can create all types of different categories. And in this case, I created one called California time, and this is an hourly category. And I created one called Oregon time, and this is also an hourly category. And this is based on the idea that I practice in both states, right? And so if I come over here, again, to make a new category, you can just click on this box. It's a time entry category. I can call it whatever state I want to. Let's make this one Washington. I'll say Washington time. And then I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to leave this on the user's default rate. So whatever rate I'm charging sticks with me no matter where I am. That doesn't change. And it's available to everyone. So I go ahead and save that. And now I've got these different categories, Washington time. And so what happens is when I come into my matter, I'm going to help Meredith Gray with her probate. And when I come in here and click on activities, you can see that I've got some Oregon time and a hearing. I've got California time drafting a letter, more Oregon time reviewing a court filing, and then California time calling my client, right? And so again, these are services that I performed while in those respective states. And then I'm going to come over here, and it's really easy if you've never used these categories before. I'll show you to put in a new time entry. I'll put in my 15 minutes, and I will pick the correct state that I'm in when I perform that service. And I'm going to say respond to client's email regarding hearing. And you'll see, again, my rate is my default rate, so it stays in there and nothing changes in that regard. And then I can go ahead and save this entry. Now, the nice part about this is that I can also go ahead and filter these time entries as well. So if I come over here to my filter and I look at the time entry category and I select just the state of time entries that I made while in Oregon, then I can apply that filter and I see those amounts right here added up for me. Okay. Now, this also can be done, by the way, when I go to my activities on the left-hand side and I'm seeing all my activities, not just the activities for that particular file. And I can go ahead and do a filter over here and get the same result if I'm looking for, let's say, just my California time. And I can go ahead and do that. Now, of course, I don't have any California time during that time period, but here's some right there. And so it really does make it easy for me to be able to filter for that. Again, this is just my time, but I can adjust the filter again for everybody, all users, and be able to see that time as well. So it really, really does make this a lot easier to track and to be able to filter out and find when I need to. So give those activity categories a try. Let me know how it works out for you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if that's a solution that's going to work for you and your firm. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Good night.